Hey everybody, it's Christopher Small from CMS Law Firm. Here to talk to you about some more estate planning, probate stuff. Today, by the way, before we get there, if you want to check out sort of a good foundational sort of background, learning, educational, video, I guess, I made one. You can find out sort of all the basics of estate planning at estateplanningvideo.com. It's sort of my normal spiel, the thing that I put together. And if you want to see that, you can do it. You can get it for free. It's like 20, 25 minutes. It'll give you the really good background on what the main estate planning documents everyone should have and why, so that you can know and make decisions about what you need. But that's not why we're here today. Today, we're here to talk about the downside of asset protection. And I had a potential client in the office today, and these potential client meetings seem to always just provide great sort of fodder for these videos, because I know the questions that they're asking are the same questions that you're asking. And this person was in here, actually that reminds me, I got another topic for tomorrow. But they wanted to talk about asset protection basically. And it was asset protection generally. So really you have real property, you have real estate, and you want to protect your personal assets from anything that happens at that real estate level. You can create an LLC, a limited liability company, and put the property in that limited liability company and really provide a tremendous amount of protection from your personal assets from anything that might happen on that property. Okay, but that's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about is trying to get your personal assets protected in the case that, let's say you get in a car accident and it's really bad and it's your fault and you owe someone or some people a lot of money. How can you protect your assets from that type of a judgment against you? All right. Now, here's the deal. This is the downside of asset protection, and this is what I tell everyone to consider and think about before they make big moves with asset protection. You have to imagine that you have like a scale, right? Sort of like the scales of justice. I guess it's gonna be like the scales of asset protection. So anytime you put something on the scale for asset protection, you're gonna lose on the scale for control, okay? And every time you put something on the scale for control, you're gonna lose on the scale of asset protection. Because really the only way, the main way to protect your assets from something like that completely is to move them out of your estate, to move them out of your ownership, which means to give up control. And the person that I was talking to, what we had talked about was, yeah, you can do this, but if you ever want to have those assets or those funds or any of that stuff to leverage in the future for additional opportunities, you are going to have to convince someone else to make that choice. And if they don't want to make that choice, you are out of luck. Okay, so that is the downside to asset protection. Now, there is a solution, not a temporary solution, a sort of the anti-asset protection solution that I tell people to explore. Hey, Shreya, by the way, if you want legit, I'm gonna give you a shout out, Shreya, since you're on here. If you want for real, like international asset protection, if you want to do like some international trusts and stuff like that, go and check out CMS Law Firm, which Shreya is a part owner of, with Colin, her husband. That's what they do, and they're good at it. So I don't do that, okay? But if you want if you're just a normal person and you're worried about asset protection and you just want some additional coverage, you want to sleep better at night, the first thing that I tell everyone to do is go to your insurance agent, whoever that is, whoever your insurance person is, and just tell them, like, look, I am, nice, Shreya, she's funny. I am looking for some additional asset protection. I want to get an umbrella policy. These are my assets. These are the things that I'm afraid of. How much money do I need to feel good? And they'll tell you. Could be $1 million, could be $2 million, could be $5 million, could be, who knows? Who knows, depending on what your assets are and what your level of fear is. But you generally can get an umbrella policy for a relatively low amount of money that can give you a relatively high amount of security if you're just worried about like that random car accident. Like I told the person that was in the office though, if you're Charlie Sheen, okay, if you are a movie star, if you are a famous athlete, a politician, if you could see on the horizon somebody coming after you for something that you're doing that is shady or sort of maybe out of sorts, and you want to make sure that some of your assets are protected for your kids or for your family, then you may want to employ some of those more sort of strategic or tried and true asset protection strategies, okay? But for most people, getting an umbrella policy, if you own rental properties or if you own real estate that's not used for your personal residence, an LLC is going to cover you there. All right, so that's it. The downside of asset protection. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you know somebody that would like to hear it or needs to hear it, share it with them. Otherwise, as always, thank you for your time. Thanks for listening. Shreya, it's good to see you. Mo Parks is also on the watching right now. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys again tomorrow. See ya.